So something I like to do with all of my dogs, primarily because it's a lot of fun, is teaching them some tricks. Cricket's already learned a couple of tricks with me. Up. Yes. Good girl. Up. Yes. Good girl. And touch. Yes. Good girl. So, and down. Good girl. Over. Oh, we got stuck on the thing. Come here, buddy. Down. Good girl. Over. Oh, you just went right out of the camera's frame, I think. Yeah. So she's got a few under her sleeve already. Come here. Down. Good girl. That's it. One thing that I noticed with the rollover is she initially was really uncomfortable being put on her back, which a lot of dogs are. And so after I did one training session with the rollover, the next day I was playing with it just for fun and I didn't even have food. And I put my hand on her side and kind of did the gesture like I wanted her to roll over, and she rolled with the movement of my hand, with me touching her. And I thought, that's cool. Because this, is not something she would have been comfortable with prior to that lesson. So in keeping with that, the next trick I want to teach Cricket is how to spin. Yes. Because I also noticed that me putting my hand over top of her head or her body made her jump away or back up. Since the day she came here, actually, anytime I lean down to grab her, she will always back away and sometimes run away. So, yes, good girl. So I decided, yes, this would be a great way to teach her that me leaning over top of her was a good thing. Yes. Or putting my hand over top of her head. Nice work. You ready? Yes, good girl. Now the support on the collar initially wasn't, there was no pressure there. It was just in case she blacked up. It was just to support her on the spot. Yes, good girl. Nice work. Ready? Yes, good girl. Nice work. Yes, good job. So this is something you can easily start to do with your own dogs. Yes, good work. You know, think of something they're not entirely comfortable with, like maybe lying on their back or lying on their side, and think of how you can teach them a trick that might support helping them feel comfortable going into that position. So, for example, if I wanted to teach Cricket to lay on her side, I could do that. Yes, good girl. It's always with food, and there's never force or pressure, because she's already uncomfortable going there. So if I add pressure, physical pressure to it, then it's going to obviously make her more uncomfortable. So even though my hand's right up at her nose, I'm not actually pushing her at all. I'm just sort of guiding the food and she's following it. Yes, good girl. So you can see she's not entirely comfortable on her side just yet. We've never actually tried that before today. Yes, good girl. Nice work. But that, with a little practice, that's something that she'll start to get used to. We can also go, oh, she's not as comfortable the other way. Down. Good girl. Let's go this way. Oops, come here. We don't need to do it that way. Let's go this way. Yes, good girl. And roll over all the way. Yes, good girl. Well done. So, helpful hint is teach some tricks to your dog to help them overcome their fears.